new normal after this is over?
Yeah.
Is it going to be what it was before? I don't think so, because it has reached a level of violence that nobody's seen. Nobody has ever seen metropolitan areas, Manama, Doha, Dubai, apartment buildings, hotels, and ports hit. And the interesting thing that we haven't talked about is the defensive systems that have been implemented have worked largely, but they haven't been against drones. It's the drones that are doing so much damage. And it's like, the question I have is like, how come we didn't protect against drones?
Okay.
But that's something we didn't foresee. I don't know why.
Well, let's talk about it in a moment. Priority number one seems to be for the Gulf states appearing to be pleading for peace, of course, and a chance at diplomacy. Here's Qatar's Prime Minister, Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani.
These Iranian attacks, unfortunately, have done nothing except shaken stability and security in the region. The region's countries met yesterday and refused collectively the aggression and urged Iran to stop the aggression and the attacks. Diplomacy is always there, dialogue is always there.
Norman, Qatar's Prime Minister saying that this was a war against the stability of the region. So how do Gulf nations convince the US, if that's who they're supposed to be convincing, to pull back from this conflict and to get everyone back around the table?
Well, the United States has been clear that it seeks certain things from Iran. Iran cannot have a program where it can have the capacity to build a nuclear weapon. It cannot have a missile program where it is building a program that it will threaten its neighbors. This is a country that writes death to Israel on its missiles. No other sane country does this in the world.
Sure, but Gulf states are not negotiating with Iran.
I've got it, but the United States has broader interests. If you're asking the United States what it does to come to the table, it's got to have its interests taken care of. And last, the Quds Force, which operates against the entire region with missiles and drones that have attacked the Gulf states repeatedly, must be constrained. And the United States has said to Iran, if you constrain those three elements, we'll lift sanctions. And Iran has refused.
So we are wedging all of this on waiting for Iran to get to that point, or reliant on the US or this conflict continuing and potentially continuing to escalate until that point?
At this point, it appears that that's where we are.
Adam, how do you feel about that?
Well, for me, it's like deja vu, right? Because I was in Iraq in 2010 and 2006, right? And we overthrew Saddam Hussein. We were going to be welcomed with flowers and all that sort of stuff.